Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and the bugs have come to the City of Angels as the Boundary Angels are hosting the Santaloon Swarm, and the Swarm are going to be starting out with Excelgor and Centiskorch, whereas the Boundary Angels will be starting out with Gardevoir and Ninetales. Now both these sides are on losing streaks and they both want to end that. Boundary Angels have gone from 2nd place down to 14th after losing their last 4 games, and Excelgor starts it off with a Psychic there onto Ninetales. This is also going to lower Ninetales' special defense, so good play there by Excelgor, but Ninetales with the Dragon Tail onto Centiskorch, and Centiskorch is sent back to the bench, and out in its place comes Golisopod being dragged out onto the field. The Inferno there is avoided by Excelgor from Gardevoir, as the hail that was set up by that Snow Warning ability from Ninetales does damage to Gardevoir, Golisopod, and Excelgor. All of them will be taking damage for that, but Excelgor going for the Nightshade now onto Gardevoir, capitalizing on that Psychic type, and Ninetales is going to connect with a Thunder onto Golisopod. Huge damage there. Super effective, and Golisopod is left with the paralysis. It has that emergency exit ability, so it will instantly go back to the bench, and out comes Centiskorch, but we now know the Santaloon Swarm's last Pokemon is paralyzed and barely holding on. The Magic Powder from Gardevoir will change Centiskorch's typing to Psychic, and again everyone being hit by that hail. Now the Boundary Angels have lost their last 4 games, the Santaloon Swarm have lost their last 2, so both these sides not having what they want to happen this season, as the Nasty Plot by Excelgor is going to boost its special attack. Ninetales with the Speed Swap, a good play to there, then go for Excelgor, the quickest Pokemon on the field. Excelgor having that 145 speed stat. Centiskorch's White Smoke prevented its stats from being lowered then. A Centiskorch with the Bite onto Ninetales, not very effective, and that hail continues to take effect. But Boundary Angels 14th place, Santaloon Swarm are currently 16th place, so they're both on the lower side of the leaderboard, and Ninetales with the Recover is going to restore some of its health. It should be able to get itself back to full strength here, and that it does, as Excelgor flies up high into the sky. We should see that connected in the next turn. Gardevoir with the Mega Horn though, and this will be super effective onto Centiskorch, and it gets the elimination after changing its type to Psychic. A fantastic 2-turn play there by Gardevoir to change Centiskorch's typing and then eliminate it. Now Orbeetle comes onto the field, and the Flame Wheel is avoided by Excelgor, as Excelgor is still high up in the sky, and it comes down and connects with Ninetales on that fly. Orbeetle follows up with a Stomp onto Gardevoir. Gardevoir is still in this matchup and goes for the Fiery Dance though. This is going to be super effective onto Orbeetle. Great deal of damage there. With that move, it's also going to boost Gardevoir's special attack, and Gardevoir already has 125 base special attack. That's amazing. Ninetales with the Gastro Acid also going for Orbeetle, which is going to suppress its ability, but Excelgor with the Heat Crash. If it goes for Ninetales, it'll be super effective, but regardless, actually Gardevoir holds on. I thought it was about to get the elimination, but that Cross Chop from Orbeetle, although not very effective, does finish the job. That was great for Gardevoir to be able to hold on after that first attack, as we have Carbink come onto the field, and Ninetales sets up a Tailwind. This might actually make it so that Carbink can move at first, and it does. So with the Boomerang, it goes through Excelgor. There's a multi-hit move. Excelgor is hit twice, even though not very effective. Now Excelgor is going to become cloaked in a Harsh Light, and now it's going to set up for a Sky Attack. It continues to go for those 2-turn flying type moves. Now Orbeetle is going to go for the Thunder Shock onto Carbink. It's not going to do a great deal of damage, but more importantly, Carbink has been left paralyzed, so this is going to slow it down. That Spit Up does fail from Ninetales, and Excelgor finishes off this Sky Attack, again going for Ninetales. A great deal of damage with that move, and Orbeetle going for the Fake Tears instead of trying to finish off Ninetales. It does lower the special defense of Carbink, who is going to not be able to move due to that paralysis. Ninetales, though, is going to go for the Power Whip onto Orbeetle. Not very effective there on the Psychic Bug type. Excelgor, though, with the Poison Tail onto Ninetales, will finish it off with that super effective move. The Santaloon Swarm have taken an early lead now. Orbeetle with the Defense Curl is going to boost its defenses. And speaking of defensive Pokemon, Carbink is massively defensive, both 150 in its special defense and physical defense with that quick attack. Grimmsnarl, though, now comes onto the field and immediately goes for the Shadow Punch onto Excelgor. A huge hit, but Excelgor holds on and responds with a multi-attack going for Carbink. Carbink not very effective on it, though. Orbeetle sets up a Mist on the side of the Santaloon Swarm. They have become shrouded in that mist, and again, Carbink suffers from that paralysis as that Tailwind does peter out. And now Excelgor with the string shot is going to greatly lower the speed there of Carbink and Grimmsnarl. See if Orbital can move before Grimmsnarl does, and it does. Go for the roost. This is really good. Orbital is going to restore its health, and it was an easy target for the Balonly Angels, as Grimmsnarl with the tri-attack onto Excelgor is going to finish it off, who's been in this matchup for over 5 minutes now. So we now have a 4v4 battle, and Carbink follows it up with the multi-attack onto Orbital. You got to think that would have finished it off if it wasn't for that roost. And we have Pinsir now coming out for the Swarm as Orbital with the flip turn onto Carbink. Good hit there onto this defensive Pokemon with that super effective move. Orbital goes back to the bench, and out comes Volcarona. So we now know every Pokemon on the side of the Santaloon Swarm. They have 4 left, as that Metal Sound does fail due to Volcarona being shrouded in that mist. Now Volcarona going with the Steel Wing onto Grimmsnarl. Super effective there. Poison Powder does fail, however, from Pinsir. And Grimmsnarl is going to go with the Crab Hammer onto Volcarona, and it is a one-hit wonder, a super effective critical hit. Volcarona is taken out by Grimmsnarl so fast. Carbink continues to be paralyzed, but Grimmsnarl's doing all the work. Orbital comes back onto the field and goes for the Mega Horn onto Carbink. Not very effective, not bad damage though, as Pinsir is going to ride that Surf. This will be super effective on Carbink. It does damage to everyone, but Carbink is eliminated. This is a huge back and forth matchup, elimination for elimination. Grimmsnarl with the Arm Thrust, multi-hit move onto Pinsir. It's not very effective. It is doing minimal damage for every hit. It is hit 3 times. It's got 4. It looks like it's actually going to get all 5, but it does such little damage for every hit. Not bad there by Grimmsnarl, as that mist no longer protects the Santaloon Swarm. And Togekiss now comes out for the Balonly Angels. And Orbital with the Ice Punch onto Grimmsnarl, taking some huge damage. Pinsir follows it up with the Present onto Togekiss. You got to think if it went for Grimmsnarl, it might have been able to eliminate. As Togekiss sets up the Psychic Terrain, Orbital is going to love this being on the field. As that Psychic Terrain does take effect, the battlefield does get weird, and Grimmsnarl begins to absorb light for a Solar Beam. You got to think if Togekiss had set up a Sunny Day, Grimmsnarl would be finishing it off here, as I'm tripping over my own words. That superpower onto Togekiss, not very effective from Orbital, and does lower the attack and defense of Orbital as well. Pinsir, though, with the Nuzzle is going to hit Grimmsnarl and leave it with that paralysis condition. So Grimmsnarl might not be able to move just like Carbink was, and a Giga Drain from Togekiss onto Pinsir. Not very effective, not a bad hit for a not very effective move, as Togekiss is able to restore some health thanks to that Giga Drain. Grimmsnarl is actually going to finish off that Solar Beam as well. This won't be very effective on Pinsir, however. A strong hit from that move. Orbital now performing the happy hour, so everyone's going to be caught up in that happy atmosphere. They're enjoying this matchup. Pinsir sets up the Stealth Rock, so whoever comes out for the Balonly Angels next will be caught in those Stealth Rocks. They will take damage from that. As Togekiss going for an Arm Thrust, Pinsir receiving this move for the second time. So if it gets all 5, that would make for 10 Arm Thrusts to Pinsir. Only gets 3 though, that's 8 still, as Grimmsnarl suffers from the paralysis. It's an easy target. Orbital with the Hammer Arm onto Togekiss, not very effective, and it's going to lower the special defense as well. It even got a critical hit, not that it looked like it, but that, oh sorry, speed stat, not the special defense of Orbital, but Pinsir with the Synthesis, a great play there by the Bug-type Pokemon, restoring its health. They know when to restore their health, especially after Volcarona was eliminated. Togekiss with that Tail Whip though onto Pinsir. Another multi-hit move on this Bug-type Pokemon. Again, getting the 3 hits from Togekiss onto Pinsir. But Grimmsnarl is going to connect with the Magma Storm onto Orbital and finish it off with that super effective move. So the Balonly Angels have taken the lead now. This is fantastic for them in these later stages. Golisopod, the last Pokemon. We did see it coming out earlier for the Santaloon Swarm. The Quiver Dance from Pinsir is going to boost its special attack and special defense, as well as that speed. Golisopod, remember, is paralyzed, but the Lava Plume from Togekiss eliminates Golisopod. It eliminates Grimmsnarl as well. That is a huge risk. Almost eliminates Pinsir. Pinsir is able to hold on, but it's got 2 Pokemon contend with. The weirdness does disappear from the battlefield, as it is now a 2 versus 1, and it's Sylveon coming as the last Pokemon for the Angels, being caught in those Stealth Rocks. Those Pointed Stones digging in, as Pinsir with the Electro Web will hit both Fairy types. Is super effective on Togekiss. Gets the critical hit on Sylveon as well, and lowers both their speed stats. Pinsir has a huge task ahead of it, trying to take down the Evolution and the Fairy Flying type. Pinsir with the Hyper Cutter won't have its attack stat lowered, but Sylveon with the dual Wing Beat only needs one for the multi-hit move. Pinsir is eliminated, and the Bellamy Angels have finally ended their 4-game losing streak. That is huge for them. This is going to move them back up the leaderboard as they try to get back into the Masters 8. They're going to move up to 11th. But the Sandalwood Swarm will stay sitting in 16th. Next round, the Swarm will have a type advantage over the new Morphle Devils, who are having a much better season than them, whereas the Bellamy Angels will be going up against the Golden Red Balance next round. But in our next matchup, it'll be the 2nd place Hearthome Haunts facing the 18th place Dooford Combats. The Hearthome Haunts coming in as heavy favourites, but the Dooford Combats have defeated a top 3 side already. They're going to try to do it again, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe. More importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.